Hello, everyone, and welcome to Between Two Techies for the 12th of March. Why is the third of the year gone already, Levi?
Oh, I know. I can't believe we're already in March.
Far out. Well, I don't know. For those of you familiar, I guess, with the Central West, I mean, today I spoke at the Atmosphere conference last week, and I thought we were going to talk about that, but I think we're going to be talking about supply chain as Great Western Highway kind of had a little bit of a hiccup and got closed, and it's a bit of chaos.
Yep. And I got to experience that firsthand Monday and Tuesday. I had to go down to Sydney uh, for something on Monday, and I left very, very early. So
And
when
how
I
was
hit,
it?
when I hit the Bells line, it was bumper to bumper at 5 a.m.
And it was just constant the whole way to Sydney.
Yep, all the way there. It was
Did it
just
get
truck
bad at
after
the
truck.
causeway? Or no? It was all
Oh no, the causeway was a parking lot.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Um, and I can hand to heart say that the causeway is not designed for that level.
Oh no, no, not at all, not at all. So yeah, look, I mean, I certainly know from talking to clients this week, there's a lot of angst around freight.
Hmm.
Um, I know we're waiting on getting some parts from Europe, and that's been delayed indefinitely due to the Iran Middle East issue as well.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of supply chain stuff going on.
Oh yeah. I got another red notice, and
Oh, for those of you that are new to listening to Between Two Techies, Levi, what is a red notice in insurance?
yeah. So a red notice is where an insurer issues a complete and utter declinature of cover due to a globalized event. So in this case, it's the war over in the Middle East, Persian Straits, and this one was issued specifically for a client who gets supplies from over the other side of the world, but it has to go through that strait more often than not. So the insurer issued the red notice advising no cover from tomorrow. And the reason for it is because there is a complete and utter declinature on war and strike. And strike meaning exactly what you think it means, like strike by a
Like what happened?
projectile.
Like what happened to that Thai bulk freighter last
Yep,
night?
yep. That is exactly the reason why it's being done is because uh, open targeting of non-militarized vessels. So
I don't know how I feel about you saying that sentence.
yeah,
How do you
yeah.
feel about saying that sentence, mate?
Um, honestly, I was hoping we were going to see the end of all this and not more major conflicts in, you know, open areas. But yeah, it's strange. Like I've worked in the industry a long time now, and
You're
in the
telling me
last,
I'm old.
yeah, I might not look it, but I'm old. um, it's interesting. I've but been in the industry a long time. I've never had two red notices occur. Well, I've been waiting for one forever, and I've had two of them happen in the last year.
Yeah, wow.
Like I'd heard about them, but I mean, the last time they were issued with such frequency, according to a few people that I know, was in the 90s.
Oh, when the first Gulf War was on.
First Gulf War, and there was huge issues with piracy along the Ivory Coast of Africa. There was huge amounts of red notices that were issued around piracy.
Yeah,
So
right. Oh, interesting times we live in, mate.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I guess my getting back to I think things probably more cyber and slightly less insurancy, but certainly insurancy is have a client come to me, um, and they're a medical specialist, um, and they're going into a shared practice because most GPs, well, GP specialists, we see it a lot like barristers, they go into chambers or they go into shared practices to, save costs, save overhead. It makes sense. It's good experience for the consumer. Um, but the issue becomes that the building is leased by company A, the
Mm.
shared reception service is provided by company B, and then my client is company C, and then there would be companies D, E, and F in the same building. What happens if from a cyber and a liability and a contractual point of view, from a if party A has, the network gets compromised, which is provided by party A,
Mm.
what has to happen there? Does everyone have to have insurance? Like, obviously we want everyone to have insurance, but from a, liability and who has to deal with how does that work?
Yeah, it becomes
You're going to say
bit,
messy?
yeah. I was gonna say it's very messy from a the privacy perspective, liability issues aside. There, yeah, it's there could be malpractice concerns in
So
regards to
from from
subrogation
from a
rights.
so from a best practice standpoint, my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong here, is that whoever is leasing the building needs to have, appropriate insurance, appropriate security controls, and then, have a service level agreement that clearly states we provide these things to this level, and that is
Yep,
all.
yep,
Um, Company B that provides the shared receptionist service needs to more or less do the same thing. That
yep.
they probably have a higher level of exposure in that they're touching every single practice's clinical
Practice.
management.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and then each practice needs to make sure that they've got their own cyber hygiene right. They've locked down their reception permissions as much as they can.
yeah.
Is that pretty much how it's got to be?
Yep, that's the way that I would view it. It basically, yeah. um, in all honesty, it sounds a little like Pandora's box at the moment. Just there would be issues around liability concerns with current setup, but yeah, definitely needs to be a little bit more siloed and refined in order to protect each individual entity a bit more.
Yeah, and look, from an IT point of view, we can certainly segregate networks. The issue realistically from an IT standpoint is that shared reception function.
Yeah,
Because
it's the human factor.
fundamentally there's one computer sitting at reception.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, and all of a sudden, yeah, I can see, I can kind of see what the liability claim or the malpractice claim in this sort of one. Um,
Yeah, and I guess the reason I brought this up is more from a third party point of view because I feel like that's our flavor of the month. This month is third party supply chain and contingent liability.
yeah,
But what happens if practice D has an issue that impacts
mm,
practice C? Practice C and practice D do not actually have a direct relationship with each other.
yep,
So therefore, reception provider B has to have, they get compromised by D, and then C
yeah,
has to have a crack at B.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, rather than having them siloed off and sort of, oh yeah, this is just going to involve, admin and that particular professional, it's going to go, oh, by the way, because there's a complete and utter shared service that's not doesn't have segmentation or siloing away, it's going to start involving, oh, yeah, that involves practitioner A, B, C, D, and E. It would not be hard for that to occur in a liability claim.
Yeah, and I think these are the problems that people don't think about when they go into these shared environments.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like it'll be fine. We've all, handshake. It'll be fine. It's all good.
yeah, 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 and that's exactly it. While in all honesty, there needs to be a clear written process and procedure around it. So
Yeah, and this comes back to having good incident response plans.
yeah, yep, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, what's exciting in insurance land, mate? That was my brain dump of things I've been dealing with.
Right. My one is actually a bit of a funny, odd one. to be honest. It has to do with, of all things, uh, everyone's favorite automated self-propelled machine, the humble automated vacuum that
Yeah.
people get to go around their houses and all of that.
Oh, the little
And
robot vac that my dad, that I can't have one because my dash hounds would kill it.
yeah,
Yeah.
those ones exactly. Um, those being in office spaces and things of that nature. Now you'd think it's such an innocuous sort of object. Like, what's the issue with that? So here's the issue, and this has become it's sort of led as a single headline. It's sort of spiraling as it like it's a continuing, ongoing
That never happens,
story.
does it, Levi?
Yeah, no, never. Um, so a a guy in the United States who is a coder for a large company bought himself one of these vacuums. The one that he bought in particular was a DGI branded one, and that becomes important to this story that it's a globally recognized company, and a lot of people are buying these vacuums. What he wanted to do was actually alter the code in it so he could use it in a certain way.
Oh, he just
Uh,
wanted to integrate it into his home automation system, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he just wanted to integrate it. So he started playing around with it, got into the coding of it, and what he thought initially was just the code for his actually let him into the coding of more than 3,000 other vacuums worldwide.
Ooh.
And that compromise got him into people's home networks and in some cases business networks because people had put them in their offices.
And this is why everyone needs to have an IoT or an Internet of Things network
Yep.
to put the cesspool of little cloud devices in their own little cesspool away from everything else. There you go. There's Mitch's PSA for the
Yep.
day.
Yeah. And with the compromise, it gave him full access to use and maneuver the vacuums. On top of that, though, these vacuums have a camera in them, and he could activate the camera. Yeah. Uh, Now the story goes he contacted DGI to inform them of what he had discovered. Uh, their response initially was nothing. They did not respond.
Really bad.
Yep.
The industry has got past that now. Well, I hoped the industry had got
Well, past that, yeah. So he went and actually thought he goes, well, we need to sort of sort this out like quick, smart. He got it published, but the boffins that are on the bad side of things saw it and went, "Ooh, I'm going to have a look at this and crack on." And from last I read, there's already been a few businesses and a few individuals that have been compromised
because
over
they
this
used that back door as a way in.
as a way in, and it's not solved yet. So just be aware, even the most innocuous little things that connect to your Wi-Fi or to your network could be the weakest part of your network if they don't have
Appropriate
the,
security, yeah.
yep, security and protocols in
Yeah,
them.
it's interesting because I mean we've been talking about as an IT industry, IoT or the Internet of Things for a while now, and
Mm,
saying that they are a huge risk.
yeah.
Not necessarily because of a reputable manufacturer making a reasonably well-priced um, vacuum,
Mm,
but it's the fact that there's lots of little $30, $50, $100 little IoT things, and at that price point, you have to question: was there any budget for security?
yeah. Yeah, I know. It does make you go, did they just create this thing knowing it connects to Wi-Fi, has cameras, all of that, and go,
Well, and
does it really need security?
and the concern too is that and look, while I know a lot of us, especially at the moment, are very apprehensive of subscriptions and recurring expense,
Mm,
buying a widget for a couple $100
mm.
that is network connected, it's fine when you buy it. It's probably fine when you buy it. It's probably still okay 12 months later. But what happens in 2 years?
Yeah.
They still exist? Who's hosting the servers? Who's maintaining that? Is the company got enough? Is the money? Is the company got any priority in protecting the security of the back end infrastructure that the device talks to?
And in all honesty, this is sort of a great example of it. I like my opinion, my two cents of it. I don't know whether this is fair
What
or
do you actually call
accurate.
it by now, Levi? You seem to have a lot of two senses on things. So
Mate, I
means
tell
like
you what,
five
I
people now?
think by for my two senses now, I'm probably up to at least $5 to $10. Just
Yeah,
somewhere
okay.
like $7. Let's say seven
Now,
dollars
is that
fifty.
inflation adjusted or not?
No, I haven't adjusted it for the Albanese inflation. Um, so if I adjust it for that, it's actually more like $480.
Okay.
Much like putting fuel in my car at the moment.
Oh, wasn't that an awkward post that came out yesterday?
Yes, about I'm like, be careful what you say previously. It can come back to bite you. Yeah.
Hmm.
um, so I think these widgets that come out, these little gadgets and things like that, that they're, that are Wi-Fi enabled, a bit, meant to make your life easier. As soon as the next latest shiny toy comes out, the previous one gets pushed into the attic. There's no security, there's no protocols, there's no management over it. It just gets, it's as far as we're concerned, it's end of life. But that end of life cycle could be 6 months. So 6 months, all security protocols are out the window.
If there were ever any really to start with.
That's exactly right. So um, it does make you think there needs to be a sort of greater governance and support around these types of things. Um, to be honest, yeah, it should have security. Like we'll look at the way we have to do Microsoft 365 and all of that, like all the updates and the patching and all of that. You look at all of those protocols that are in there, and they're there for a reason because there's access to data and all of that. But these little widgets, they're a soft target. If they don't have patching and security updates and all of that sort of stuff, and they become end of life after 6 months, how easy is it for someone to go, oh,
And,
break that?
and the other thing that's concerning too, Levi, is that, and of course, let's scope this down to your typical small business scenario.
Hmm.
Does the office manager that ordered the widget to solve a problem for the ops team or something, do they have any knowledge of when the product's end of life? As long as it's still doing the job that they bought it to do, do they
uh,
even care? Do they notice? Do they whatever?
yeah.
Um,
And the thing that does get me too is all these great little widgets that you see, and people buy them online from even like
you talking about doorbell cameras by any chance, mate? Or
yeah,
self-install CCTV systems?
so, yeah, exactly. All of that sort of stuff that in some way actually has a way of passively listening to or monitoring. Um, when you have that ability, you go, well, what's the end of life programming? What's the firmware and all the patching updates and things
No
like
one.
that?
Generally, though, people don't care.
Yeah. And and the thing is, it's an easy compromise. And the thing is, like, so I was in a webinar yesterday about new cyber products and cyber liability and like different things, like basically trying to keep up with the way the markets and technology is moving. So a few of these insurers they're trying to keep up. They're trying their best.
They're not doing a
Um,
very good job of it. Like I appreciate, Mitch's controversial comment of the day. Coalition's doing their third party web scanning. Some of the insurers are trying to have a crack, and like 10 points for enthusiasm and having a crack,
mm,
but it's so far off the mark.
yeah.
And this is sort of, I don't know, insurance. There's a lot of industries that they're not good at technical controls. They know they're trying to be good at technical controls, but they're just not good at technical controls.
No, no, they're not.
And it frustrates me to no end.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's interesting, but I think it's a big wake up call, not just for IoT, but certainly like OT, which is like operational technology, which is like I guess your grown up IoT. Like like OTs, like your PLC network that runs your manufacturing plant, the computer that's in your, $250,000 CNC milling machine.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you don't replace that like you replace a computer. It's not it's not viable and pragmatic because it's like I bought the CNC mill to be a CNC mill. The fact that it happens to have a computer into it is beside the point.
Yeah.
And that's certainly a thing. Yeah, I think we're going to see more of this, but while we still have the apathy, and this is me getting onto my I guess my thoughts and feelings from last week at Sphere. I was on a panel with the Secretary of Home Affairs, the CIO from COSBO, which is the Small Business Council of Australia,
Yep.
um, and we had cybersecurity guy as well there, and just talking about how do we protect the masses, and how do we deal with cyber in SME.
Mm.
And it's so hard because small business is very cost sensitive. Uh,
Yeah.
it's also we don't have time unless there's a bit of a big stick in our face, and a comment got made on stage that everyone knows they have to pay their BAS every quarter or something bad happens. Everyone knows they have to pay their super, every quarter and soon to be every, pay cycle,
Yeah.
um, because bad things happen otherwise.
Yeah.
We're still not there with cyber.
No.
and there,
Um,
and there's still a lot of I will have one of the cybersecurity controls, please. It's like no such product exists.
yeah. And that was what was being discussed yesterday was about simplification and ease of access. Like in some ways, a reduction in barrier for entry, um, where it's some of the biggest exposures are one man bands. They're sole traders, them working from home, they're paying bills, they might not have all security protocols or IT management in any way, shape, or form, but they are exposed and they're part of supply chains. Like, how many big businesses have multiple subcontractors that are just, they're one guy by themselves that are great at what they do and they farm it out, but they are an exposure to the bigger business. If we can start, um, it's like vaccination, right? It's like they always say, herd immunity, right? So you need to get X amount of people vaccinated in order to have a consensus or an immunity overall on a certain thing, right? And that's the way it works. If you don't hit that specific number, you're more vulnerable to the exposure. Um, Having cyber protection, cyber insurances, and all of that in place, the more people that have it, the less exposed that we all are overall. So,
Yeah, it's going to take time, and there's not a single bullet for it. I think that was the consensus. I'm certainly an advocate for everyone needs to have cyber insurance because that's just a good start and help
yeah,
them in the right direction. We probably need a bit of regulation. Because Bale's not a fan of more regulation, but there needs to be some external incentive. We need some carrot and we need some stick.
yep. And the thing is, I think it needs to go hand in hand with if you're in business, there's already two very specific things that you need in business: workers' comp, public liability, right? They're your standard,
Everyone
like
accepts that though. Like no
every,
one
every
questions why we need to have workers' comp. No one questions why we need to have public liability. It's just
ability.
an accepted part
It's
of
just
doing
accepted. We need to go down the same path with cyber, and we all use technology. I don't. Doesn't matter if you're a bricklayer, a lawyer, a
like
surgeon,
the
whatever.
reason we were late to start this morning was the washing machine repair guy decided to rock up 5 minutes before we were due to start. Um, but like he rocks up, he does his thing, he pulls out his phone, he generates his little service ticket for a call out, and he holds his phone out, and you tap it, and you give him $110 for his service call.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly it. And you go, it's a bulk standard technician. You know what I mean? So it's them. That is a great example of just them using basic face to face technology in their business every day, every appointment that they're doing. Um, there is not a business that exists today that doesn't use technology in some way.
Oh, every business does, mate.
Yeah.
From the septic tank pumping, waste disposal people through to every industry uses it.
Yep. Got a mobile phone?
Yeah, exactly. Like
That's exactly, yeah.
if you're a small refrigeration company, you use it, and there's risk there.
Yep. Yeah.
Seeing it all the time. But yeah, look, I think it's heading in the right direction. Do I think it's heading there fast enough? No, but one day
Yeah. I know. It's
up and to the right.
yeah, yeah. And that's exactly right. It's heading up and to the right. Would you and I preferably like understanding and education and acceptance and normalization of it quicker?
Oh, of
Yeah.
course we would, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
any closing thoughts for this week or this
Um,
month even?
we need more than one supply route to the Central West. Please get it fixed now.
Please get it band-aided now and then come up with a long-term plan to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yep. And fund it correctly, please. State and federal,
You're
please.
asking for a lot there, mate.
I know. And also maybe have more than 30 days worth of fuel in Australia in every derivative of fuel as well.
You're just asking for a mate, are you?
I'm just asking for a mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I guess, yeah, I think probably my closing thoughts are that I think between the road closure and the fuel shortage, I think it's opening a lot more businesses' eyes to what supply chain risk is.
Yeah.
And I just hope that translates. Like everyone's going, there's no fuel. And I'm like, mate, there's been no RAM all year. And you just think I'm getting expensive. It's the same
It's
problem.
the same it's the same problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to see um
More of it over the short term.
more, yeah, exactly. Over the short term, we're going to see some dominoes fall. And it is what it is. This is why supply security around supply chain matters, and that whether it's IT based like technical,
Hmm.
or whether it's physical, as in the Great Western Highway closed and creating a bottleneck. Oh, and they started roadworks on the same day on the Bells line of
Oh,
road.
and poor Minzy goes and announces the opening of the M12 the morning that it gets shut. A perfect utopia moment.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Well, thanks as always, Levi, and we will see everyone that's in orange coming to Sips and Tips at Parrot next Thursday at 2 o'clock.
It'll be a good time.
See you, mate.
Thanks, mate. Bye.